Hey everyone, Josh here. I'm just making a quick video, or I guess a quick walk around of this V10 TDI before I put it back in. Just going to look at a few common or not so common parts that might need to be replaced. I noticed when I was trying to find the starter on this thing, there's very little videos on component locations, so I thought I'd just throw this together and hopefully help somebody out in the future. So here we're looking on the right side, or the passenger side. So you got your manifold, your flex joint, which mine's seen better days, and then you've got your turbo right near the back there with your actuator down here. You also have your tandem pump up top, where I have a video on taking that out. Then tucked in here behind this engine mount is the starter. So that's the solenoid there. I had a bad contact on that when I first bought it, and that stopped it from starting. And you can just see the shape of the starter there. So it goes all the way back there. So it's in a real tight spot. So that's where the starter is. There's nothing too big, like there's your breather for your front diff. The front diff's kind of just rammed in under the engine. It's pretty spectacular how tight everything fits in here. But we're going to go to the other side now. So this side's much the same. So you got your manifold, your turbo, you got your actuator down there, you got your steering rack right at the bottom there. And then on this side, tucked in there, I'll zoom back out, kind of back in here again. That one at the back is your power steering pump. You've got a rubber, see if I can't get this. You've got a rubber coupler right here. So it drives through the power steering pump, and then your AC compressor is right there. So same kind of deal, it's underneath here. Kind of goes through the engine mount there. And again, you're right tight to the frame rail, so it's kind of hard to see all this stuff. And then we're gonna go to the top here now. So it's a few components that aren't in here right now. It's obviously the easy stuff. You got your oil filter. Tucked down in here is your alternator. Seems to be a lot of misconception that you have to take the engine out to do your alternator, which that's definitely not true. It's a bit of a tight spot, but sitting in the bottom of the V there. Your EGR cooler would be sitting on top. It actually clips onto those little nubs there, I guess you'd call them. And same thing, you got another one of those rubber drive couplers. So you want to make sure that it's not wore out. Then you got your oil cooler kind of tucked in underneath there yet. And the alternator itself is coolant cooled, so you have some coolant lines going to it. It's a fairly busy area up here in the V. Up front here, there's nothing too special. You can see it not too bad when it's in car. But so you have your torsion dampener here, and then your water pump tucked in this cover here. Other than that, just a mess of wires and coolant hoses. So back here is a bit of a mess. Wires kind of thrown everywhere because of from taking it out. So you got your injector bulkhead, or whatever you want to call it there. You got a fuel pump there with your line going to your fuel rail. You got your feed line, and it goes to your tandem pump here, which that's your vacuum hose. That's your fuel in, and that's your fuel to your rail, and that's your injector bulkhead for this side. You got your cam sensor in behind there. That's about it for up here. Over here you've got your, I believe that's your DPF, differential pressure sensor. So it's got two hoses that go to either side of your DPF to make sure it's not hollowed out or plugged. You got lines here for EGT probes that are in the exhaust. That's your bracket for your shifter cable. Much the same on this side. Got your DPF differential sensor, some more couplers for EGT sensors, transfer case actuator at the back here, just a vent line. It's a pretty condensed engine to fit inside the Touareg there, but once it's out on the pallet or table or however you decide to pull it out, it's actually not too terrible to work on. So hopefully you found this video helpful. This engine was out for cam replacement and some other goodies. There we go. Yeah, I got videos on pulling the engine, doing the cam, and then just some taking your tandem pumps off. So if you need any guidance, you can check out those videos, and hopefully help you out.